There's a monotheistic religion. There's a shamanistic religion. There's kind of a pantheon, but it might be interesting to have a more um, more like a classic pantheon, almost like Greek or something like that. Let's see, new religion. How about a cult dedicated? Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe like yeah, kind of like a darker religion. Um, of course, got to stay in character by all means. All right, well here, let's save this. I'll go ahead and make a new page. Let's make that right here. This is a new religion. I forget which template I used before. Not this one, because there was definitely a category there. Maybe I just missed it. It was an organization, was what they had categorized it as. Religion. Yeah, so it's basically some sort of cult, it sounds like. Yeah, okay. And we'll call this Radaran. Let's see. What's another word that goes along with appeased, maybe? Something similar to that. Let me pull up some options here. Interesting. Yeah. So it kind of the cause of this revolution is more just that this religion kind of comes to the forefront enough that people are like, wait, we got to do something about this. Well, I think let's call it rather an absolutionism. There's a big made up word. That way, it's kind of like absolving, like you were saying, kind of appeasing things is their core one of their core beliefs. So is a religious system that existed during the 700 to 800 period. True to its name, one of the core beliefs was the need for individuals to appease a deity called. Let's take a look at maybe our names page. I kind of like Melium. Yeah, that makes sense, guys. So let's see here. Yeah, so let's say during, well, I think we need a date now. We're going to start getting into some more specifics. So sometime within 700 to 800, not too close to the end. 735. 735. Yeah, of course, book destruction is never a good thing. During YSO 735, this belief system rose to prominence among the rulership of Ith, leading to all manner of strange rituals and dark deeds. In a way, this sudden publicity caused more issues for absolutionism than it solved. Alright, so let's swing back over here. Comprised of zealots who followed the faith of rather than absolutionism. There we go, and then we can let's actually get these guys published just so we can grab links to them. Okay, so let's say that for, well, I think let's start at a page that describes this historical incident. And let's see, what category should that be? Perhaps a conflict. All right, so we'll say this is the absolutionist crisis of 735. Interesting. There's not that many options here. Perhaps I'll just leave that blank then. All right, so after the rise of Radaran absolutionism in Ith in 735, a number of other cities either declared for or against. I guess in some ways it's almost like a civil war, just because each of these kind of city-states, like it would be a revolution if they were one country, but there's a bunch of different city-states, so there's a little bit of internal strife, and was declared for or against the ruling class of Ith and their new beliefs. Okay, let's add in, I like the idea that you had there, Imam Ishtar, of the idea that Aeon takes some of their, maybe like they have these ritual books and stuff like that that describe how to appease their deity. And while it may not have any actual merit in actual magic or power, it would certainly have weight in these people's eyes and their understanding of what is going on. So I think let's have we'll leave a big period in the middle where this is an ongoing tension. Maybe there's even some outright conflict and whatnot. But at some point towards the end, we'll note down that Aeon takes the some of the teachings of their religion, and that would also cast some shadows on him and begin that reputation. Let's glance at the timeline though, because will that work out? Yes, I think that will work out with the timeline. 735. Yeah, so let's see, how long will this kind of ongoing thing last? I think I'm going to make it at least 5 years because we want this to be a big kind of part of this time period. Yeah, of course. We'll make that go all the way up to, yeah, let's do 770 again. Or even 780. This could be a long, drawn-out process with maybe some different steps. So 775. By 775, the crisis was resolved. We don't know how it was resolved yet, so we'll leave that quite vague for now. During this time, many of the absolutionist rituals and tomes were stolen from their collections. It is believed that Aeon Isitar of Elachar procured them. And then we'll make some notes on his page too. So we'll save that. Head back over here to articles. So we might need to do some organizing quick for a second. So we want to drop this in. Let's see. Let's add a new category that is world events. There you go. Ith is a settlement within Radrigar. This is a religion. Religions. Oh, where did that actually drop? The highlighting seems like it's a little off, but of course. But that's what someone else who wrote about this event said. When we get to Aeon's page, we'll make it sound how exactly like he would consider it. All right, well, we got those grouped up nicely, so let's head on back to Aeon Isitar. We'll add this new entry. All right, we'll say in YSO 775. Aeon Aeon procured the teachings of the absolutionists so he could better understand how the lands around him were acting. Yep, exactly. I'll add and to see if there was any truth to the rituals. Cool. Let's add that on the timeline and just make sure that he's not going to be like, ancient or something by that time. Oh, which category did I put him in? East. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. East, and this is part of Aeon Isitar, and it takes place in the year, what did I say, 775. Ooh, he's 94 years old there. So he's getting up there in years. And yes, I think you're right. He would have a very strange library. We maybe should, let's say, would this be in history? Yeah, okay. Let's note after his death, we won't figure out when his death is, but after his death, perhaps his library. Well, let's leave this up to the dice because it would be out of his control once he's gone. What happens to Aeon's strange collection after his demise? We don't really know the details about his demise yet, but we could say it remains part of myth and is never found. We could say it is found and studied by daring scholars, but is considered controversial. That doesn't seem like the right spelling. Maybe. All right. Let's see. What else could happen to it? It is found destroyed. We don't know if Aeon would have done this himself or not, because we don't know what happened to him at the end of his life. Perhaps something happened that he was like, I can't let them have my collection. But that seems very unlike him, as you said. So we'll leave. Well, it could be that whoever defeated him eventually destroyed it. So we'll have to see. Okay, so let's see here. We can add in some probabilities. I think it's less likely that it's destroyed for the obvious reasons that he wouldn't want it destroyed unless something really bad happened. 5. It is found in say by daring scholars, but considered controversial. And then we'll figure out when was it discovered. We'll say it has to be at least after his, well, we don't know how old he will get to. So let's just say it was discovered sometime after this. Could have been lost for a long time, so we'll just add in a nice big range here. 839. That would make him like 140 years old, and he's not a magician, so I think it's very unlikely that he would have lived that long, so I think that's good. After his death, his strange library was found in YSO 839, where it was studied by some daring scholars. Many considered its existence troublesome or controversial. Yeah, I knew it. I knew there was something wrong here. It's definitely with an S. Not sure what's going on with spell check right now, but all right. Well, we'll save that for now. I am starting to fade a little bit myself, guys, after that late night last night. And yeah, so I think maybe I'll wrap it up here for tonight. We'll circle back to this, of course, next time. I'll be on again tomorrow night around the same time. And then we'll see if we can get maybe even some new characters coming in as well. I would like to find out what happens next with that revolution, though. We'll see. Lots of options there, and we'll have to figure out how far that reaches as an event. What how many of these characters will it entangle before it's resolved? Cool. Thanks, guys. And yeah, tune in next time. I'll keep chipping away at this sort of thing, and we'll see how it goes. All right. From the Knaves Guild again. You guys have a great night or morning, wherever you're at. Later, guys.